How can I do that? I just realized that I hope my mic has not been off all this time. I will go back. I may have to repeat this episode again. Um, if it has been, um, I will be repeating this episode next week. Hopefully, it hasn't. Guys, let me know. But I wanted to encourage you to please take what I said, and just to reiterate it, to take what I said about trust, to um, trust is a key, or it's a opening for your team to allow you to have influence, because now they're at that age where they can either agree or disagree, or allow or not allow. It's their choice. And so they don't have to do certain things when it comes to that, right? But they can choose who they want to influence. They can choose who's speaking to them, who's speaking over them, who's speaking with them, who's speaking, to them. They have that choice now. And yeah, so I'm going to have to do this over again. Somebody just said I don't hear the video. I don't know how long that's been going on. Um I'm really sad about that because that was not my intention. I did a mic check and everything beforehand. But I will be talking about this again. Maybe I can just go a little bit further, just to give you a little bit more. But just in talking about the trust part, um, again, they're at that age now where they either trust you to speak into their life and to have that influence or not. Okay. They need parents more at this age group than they did when they were younger. And so, contrary to what you may think as a parent, with them closing the door and ignoring you and doing all the things that, will get under your skin, or make you feel a certain type of way, they need you more now than they ever need you. And everything that you've done or said or spoken to them or over them from the time that they were young, born, up until now, is going to begin to come to the surface. It's going to begin to bear fruit. And so when we think about influence, you want to think about, what have I been speaking over my team? What have I been speaking to them? Is it everything the teacher said or didn't said? And is it speaking about their drugs, their drinking, their sex, their late night hanging out, the wrong friends, poor choices, failing grades? What have you been reiterating and speaking over them? Because that either opens the door for more influence, or it closes the door. Because they hear enough of that already, just from being in this culture and living in this culture. They hear enough negative messages already about who they are, about image, right? What's cool, what's not, what's sexy, what's hot, etc., etc. And so I want to encourage you to think about that. Can they trust you? Can they trust you to speak good things? Can they trust you to be a good influence? Can they trust you to validate them, to accept them, to love them, to respect them? Can they trust that? And I want you to really think about that. How much influence do you have? I'm going to repeat this episode next week. I am so sorry. I don't know how long the mic was off, but I will be repeating a lot of this next week to make sure that everything that I said was that you got. I may do something during the week, a Facebook Live during the week, because I want to make sure that I just remind you and repeat a lot of the information I shared tonight. Good information, good tidbits, good, again, I said that, I'm providing tidbits, I'm providing information, I'm providing uh, parenting education, I'm providing, wisdom and insights. But you take that, everything that I'm pouring into you and that I'm giving to you, you take that and you make it your own. You tailor it to your parenting style. And I want to just, encourage you in that. Take it and make it your own. Put your own sweet touch on it. Make it your own. Tailor it specifically for you and your family. Listen, thank you for joining me. I apologize. I will probably repeat this episode next week. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for always, being present, and most of all, I want this to really be a source for you, not only a source of encouragement and goodness, but a source of information, things that you can use to, parent and to become the parent that you are desiring to become, because you're not just sitting here watching and listening for the sake of it. You sitting here because you want to learn something, you want to get something. There's something that you need or an understanding that you need. And I am glad that you decided to join me and allow me to speak into your life and to speak over into your life and to have influence with you. So take care. I will see you next week. If I do decide to go live during the week, I will, post it so you guys will be aware. But thank you for joining me. Have a great rest of your Sunday evening. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Please feel free to email me at number one at Parenting After Dark, and number one Parenting After Dark at gmail.com. And feel free to email me questions or things that have worked for you that you don't mind sharing with other parents. I love for that to be a resource. I love for that to, be a blessing to other people, because I'm one person. And so, the more the merrier in sharing insights and tidbits. Thank you so much. Have a great week. I hope you survived the storm with some grace, because I know it was very interesting. But when you live, in those areas, right, where you get a lot of snow, you kind of become accustomed to it. So, um, you make do with what it is, but travel safely, stay warm, and have a great week.